Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Get Inspired with Aminu Jubo. Today's event or today's program is going to focus on the sad story of a little girl that been kidnapped and killed in Kano. Haneefas is a small girl. I know most of you have heard the story because the story is all over the social media. So Haneefas is a small girl that been killed from the kidnappers by the kidnapper from school. The sad news is even the proprietor of our school that connived with other colleagues and kidnap her. At the end of the day, they poison her, they kill her, and they butcher her because she identified or able to recognize some of the members of that gang. Very sad story, very pathetic story, but in this episode I want to give some tips for our parents and so that they can be able to prevent some of these things or some of the mistakes we normally do as a parent or children pertaining their school or pertaining their lives and other things. So let's quickly go and see these tips I'm going to give. So number one tips I'm going to give is that, or the advice I'm going to give is that pray for your children. Put God first. Put God first. What I mean is that be praying every day, every time, every second for your children, for yourself, for their guidance, for their protection. Whenever they are, let God protect them and pray for them. Now, most of you are not, they don't believe in prayer, but I'm telling you, the situation we are in this country only need prayer. So put God first. Pray for your children. That is tip number one. Second one is that our parents should identify, verify the school they are taking their children. You don't just go and take your child to school because it's close by or is close to you, is very is not expensive. No. Verify the school you are taking your children. Make sure, even if it can take you to the Minister of Education, so many places that you can able to identify, is this school registered? Is this school verified? Is this school okay for your children to go? Because any school should be registered and well qualified before you take your children. That is the second tip. The third tip I'm going to give you is that always be with your children. What I mean by being with your children is that, you see, most of the time you take your children to a school, you find out that the next thing is that you just leave them outside the gate, let them go inside and meet. You are not there for them. Most people, you find out that they have never visited to see what kind of school children are doing, what they normally who are their class friends, who are the class teachers and everything. You need to be with your child. You need to be with your child. Whenever you took your child to the school, find time and visit the school. Find out what kind of people are there. What kind of people are teaching your children, and what the type of people living in the children. Both the security, both the teachers and everything. This one will help. It will really help for you to know. That is why they bring out what they call sometimes a open day. But you find that our parents are so busy they cannot even find time to use the visiting day. Be with your children. Visit their school. See what they are doing. The third one I'm going to give is always ask your children questions. Whenever your children comes back from school, sit down with them, most especially female children. Sit down with them. Ask them, what did they taught them in the school? Who are the friends? What happened? Is your teacher talk to you? Is your teacher take you? Is your teacher or is your friend? What did you discuss? What did they teach you? Is anything happened in the school? We don't normally do that because we are busy working, busy up and down. We don't have time for that. Let's have time for children. Sit down with them whenever they came back, even if it is late night. Sit down with them. Ask them what happened in the school. What did you do in school? Who did he touch you? Did anybody talk to you? What did you? That one will really help in knowing the kind of things that happen in our children. The fourth one I'm going to say, stop bling life. What I mean by bling life is that you find out some of our parents, if they want to take their children to the school, they have to go in the expensive way so that they can show the school teachers or the school staffs that they are rich, that they have money. They take expensive car, they take expensive life. They went there with. Stop showing the school that your child is, that you are, even all over now. Stop showing that you are a rich man. You want to show that you are a big man, you are a big woman. I'm telling you, these things they normally use in identifying or verifying that yes, this parent are rich people. So when we kidnap their children, we're going to get them. Then the last thing, that's the fifth one, is that make sure, because I observe this thing, most time you find out that our parents will take their children to school during closing hours. You find out that some of these children will even come out if they say now maybe it's 3 o'clock the closing hour of the school. You find out that children will be staying in the school or staying in the school premises or outside the gate of the school for more than 1 hour where their parents are not even yet. If your children are closing 11 o'clock, you need to do 10 o'clock ahead of the time so that you can pick your children. And this is serious thing. Why I'm saying this thing is that most of these criminals always observe that if the child is being neglected or sitting waiting for his parent to come and pick them, they normally now use that opportunity and say they want to be nice to the child before their children come, and from there they can able to pick them and they can able to do whatever they want to do. So these are the 5 tips I want to give our children. We know that things can happen when it comes to happen, but when we now use prevention, we can able to prevent some things. So we need to at least know what we are doing, so we can able to prevent some of the things happen. May Haneefas alive rest in peace. My condolence to her parent, and I always say this thing that government cannot do things for us, because the only news we had that yesterday that this school was closed at the federal government. Where is the federal government? Where is the Kano State government? Where is the Kano State government when this school is being existing? So I wish that things like that can never happen again, and we continue praying for prevention, and we continue praying for guidance. We continue praying for God guidance for our children. Thank you very much, and I hope my advice will be taken and be used. And if you have any advice or any comment that you want to comment or you want us to discuss, I always said you can comment in our page and in our YouTube channel. You can see us and you comment. So thank you very much. See you next time.